Well, I'll tell you, this brings to 9 the number of U.S. Navy ships now off the coast of Yemen. You have the USS aircraft carrier, the Theodore Roosevelt. It came with a guided missile cruiser. Just looking through this list here, Brooke, you've got 2 destroyers, 3 amphibious assault ships, 2 mine countermeasure ships. Now, what the Navy says is that this is because of the instability in Yemen. It's to keep those key shipping lanes open for vital international trade. Keep in mind, you go past that there, and that heads up to the Red Sea, the Suez Canal. I mean, this is very vital, leads on to Asia. That is true, but we also know the U.S. Has boarded at least 1 ship looking for the possibility that that ship was bringing arms, Iranian arms, to the Houthi rebels in Yemen. And keep in mind, bigger picture here, you have the U.S. And Iran on opposite sides of the war there. Iran sending arms to the Houthi rebels, the U.S. giving support to the Saudi-led air campaign there, including rescuing pilots, sharing intelligence. They have a joint operations center. So, you know, it's interesting. This is just how messy the region is right now. U.S. and Iran talking about their nuclear program in somewhat friendly diplomatic terms, but the U.S. and Iran on opposite sides of this war here. Now you got 9 Navy ships off that coast of Yemen. And although the Navy says, listen, it's about trade and sea routes and all that, which is true, we also know that they boarded at least 1 ship looking for Iranian arms. So, you know, that's something they're watching for sure.
So just to make sure I'm hearing you crystal clear, because as we're looking at the map, right around the corner from Yemen is Iran, and you mentioned the Iranian arms. Is the presence of this warship is it about getting to Yemen, or is it about those arms specifically?
Well, it's about keeping those arms, or trying to keep the flow of arms from Iran into Yemen, you know, further fueling this conflict there. Of course, at the same time, the U.S. is sending weapons to Saudi Arabia, and as it has a long defense relationship, and Saudi Arabia in the midst of a very aggressive air campaign in Yemen. There have been allegations of civilian casualties there from that campaign, something that the U.S. might be somewhat uncomfortable with. So, listen, Yemen's a messy situation, and I suppose you could say the U.S. doesn't want it to get any messier, so you got those Navy ships there. One of the functions is to keep it stable in those sea lanes. Another function is to look out for more Iranian weapons going in.